How's it going, everyone? How's it going, everyone? Okay, audio sounds somewhat fine. I'll move the mic over. Okay. Twitch and YouTube should both be live. Hopefully everything sounds fine. Very early? I know. Or maybe it's very late. Whoever knows with me. Back. Spider. Gaff, how's it going? Do I have coffee? No, unfortunately I don't. I drank my coffee a while back. Let's go with that. Ben, Alpatron, how's it going? So I'm going to just start off here checking through, see if anything sold, maybe get a little bit of gambling in. That's always fun. Nothing's sold yet on this character, but I might have enough EC for a key. Let's take a look. Probably not. That's probably just under key prices. Oof. New Muds bundle on Thursday, is that true? Did I miss something? You memeing, or did they accidentally post something? No, the Muds update is for the Halloween stuff being added over on console. Any predictions for Thursday's patch? Not anything that I'm aware of. Y'all got me looking at Twitter. Terrible. Okay. Thunder, X-Gym. Just living in hope of one. I mean, when you look at the release schedule for Muds bundles, I mean, let's actually pull that up. So, Stowiki. And let's go bundles. Okay, so this year we had, I gotta remember which Muds bundles dropped this year. Disco Inferno. So that dropped in January, and then before that, they did one end of October last year. So I mean, it's possible we may see a Muds bundle this month or next. I mean, the current Muds bundle isn't too impressive, so I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I don't know what they would do for the next Muds bundle. I know we looked at this on a stream recently. Let me pull up the ship list again and look at the ships that are not currently in a Muds bundle. That would be like good candidates for one. Let's look. Lockbox promo or Lobby. Could be Lobby also. That are not in any other sources yet. Okay. Just bear with me. So like every Muds bundle this year has been disco themed, right? I mean, I'd love to have the Mirror Warship in a Muds bundle, but I don't know how they would fit that in with some other disco ships. I don't know, that one, I don't know if the Mirror Warship would make it into like a pure disco themed bundle. Michi, how's it going? I don't know. I mean, you look at this. If they're going to continue the disco theme, then Janeway. I mean, the refits right there. Janeway, refit Courage would make sense. The Kirk would sort of suck now because they just released the Typhoon, which is basically a better version of the Kirk. And similarly, the Janeway, the Terran Trailblazer's right in the Sea Store, and that's a very similar ship. So they'd have to do the refit for a bundle like that to be good. They could also, the other one we've talked about is like a Lower Decks themed bundle. The California, the Parliament, and like the Cheval. I think that would be a popular mods bundle also, and it'd make sense for them to do something like that with Lower Decks going to its final season this month. So I think the Lower Decks bundle would make more sense time-wise, but if they do continue the disco theme, I would hope either the refit or the warship. The friendship is too new. Yeah, they've done the mixed mods bundles, absolutely. They could certainly do that. Buff to fall. I mean, how many times has the community complained about Fire at Will? I would hope that they're aware that it needs to be buffed, but I don't know. I don't think we'll see like any big changes until the transition's fully done. Michi, I see Cheops is going in at some solo stuff there. Got to make sure he can't take the top. Mirror Warship was in a disco episode? Yeah, I believe. Can't let the Florida man take the top of a table there, Michi. Regarding fall, all I see is that they are putting out traits to make it better, and yeah, so in an ideal world with Fire at Will, they would bring it down to 15 seconds on its min or global cooldown instead of 20 seconds. That'd be like step one, and then a firing mode extender that just straight up gives you the extra 5 seconds. Like that would be ideal. The current firing mode extenders, they sort of suck. Redirecting arrays, you have to be pulling in threat and you have to be shot every second to get that to give you the 15 seconds uptime. And ETM, you have to put a torpedo on, which isn't always a DPS boost. That can quite often be a DPS loss. You can't use ETM with a Maelstrom because Maelstrom's cooldown is too long. So the ETM's got the micromanagement cost and then the restrictions with what torps you can effectively use it with. It just sucks so much to use. I'm just checking some characters I know I have stuff posted on while I read what you guys are saying. The friendship is just barely a year old. Most of the ships that make it into mods bundles are 2 to 3 years old, typically, at least. So, I mean, looking back at this list, there's a lot of older ships that have yet to hit a mods bundle. The Anorax, I know a lot of people would love to have that on account when unlock. The Zentaur. Like, there's still a lot of older options for them to pull from. Yeah, redirecting. As soon as you have someone else in there trying to pull thread also, it just falls apart. It is very unfortunate. So, I'm addressing some questions I saw pop up in the comments on the Typhoon build vid. Why didn't I cover Torps? I was trying to stick to, those 4 builds for all those firing modes all play out very similarly. That's why I did the structure of the video the way that I did. I could have done a better job explaining where certain things came from. I've taken that, as feedback for future videos like that. But also, I should have given some more alternatives when it came to, like traits and consoles. I did that, I think, pretty effectively with the weapons. I said you can literally use whatever the hell you want. But for the consoles and the traits, I was pretty static with the recommendations. So I've noted down that I need to give more alternatives. Yeah, honestly, my hope, having now watched Prodigy, my hope is that the Lamar is the Anorex that we always wanted. Like a nice temp intel ship would be amazing. Temporal for the obvious reasons, as we saw in Prodigy. And then intel, it had a shuttle in there for covert missions, right? So I think the entire ship just gives like some Intel vibes with how it looked with the textures on it, and temporal, for the obvious reasons. If you have DPRM, why are you using a free event ship? Because that free event ship is, promotional tier, pretty much promo lockbox tier. Like, it is an event ship, but that event ship is as good as, some of the more premium ships out there. With the Terran Lexington and the Excelsior 2's broadside buff, could that somehow make a nice beamboat build? Yeah, I'd just go fire at will. I'd suck it up and I would go ETM, and I'd probably just put on one of the wide arc torpedoes when I'm doing like a theme build. That's typically, or not a theme build, like just a fall mess around build. That's what I'll typically do, is 7 arrays plus a wide arc or wide angle torpedo. Doc, how's it going? Pilot with America Worker secondary, that would be unfortunate. We do legitimately need, though, more pilot ships with command secondary, because the Terran Eagle is the only ship in the game that can effectively take advantage of the current Torp meta right now, which is really unfortunate. It sucks to have the Torp meta locked down to just one single ship, because the Terran Eagle has a console on it that, when used on a ship with a commander pilot or that has access to the pilot maneuvers, it gives you a much faster shared torpedo recharge time or whatever. It just allows you to fire torp so much faster on the Eagle. Nick, thank you for the membership. Much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying your vacation there. Waldo, how's it going? The broadside console has never really been that great, David. The damage it does, even on like a full phaser setup, is really quite underwhelming. You can certainly use it if you enjoy the visuals of it, but it's just never going to be a great performer. Short, how's it going? Nick, you're enjoying it? Good. Waldo? Need the temp to... Well, I guess the temp isn't too bad here today. Actually dropped a bit. Would the bonus from the Borg tractor cutting beam console be worth it when running so many clickies? On a science-focused build, yes. What is my favorite beam? I think the ball anti-protons are pretty fun because they bounce around quite a bit. Yeah, so let me swap to that. I'm sorry, I'm focused more on chat right now than what I'm actually doing in the game. So let me swap over to, I think I did this on the Lexington recently. Oh, the Excelsior. Discord. Uh, I am near the end of my day, Nicholas. Also, this light is way too bright over here. I didn't do a full, like, video for the racks. I did some streams with it. Have a good day. See you on short. It's so late, early, can't tell which. Yeah, it's... unfortunately, my sleep schedule is not great right now. This is going to be on the shorter side, stream-wise. Martin, how's it going? Isn't it almost midnight for Nick? Yeah, and he's on vacation. By the sounds of it, Spencer hasn't gone to bed yet for his day. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, if I'm doing like a phaser fall setup and I'm just doing broadside, I'm going to run Terran, the narrow angle beams that you get from the Con E3. And then I'll run like the wide angle Quantum. Then aft, I've got the Trilithium Omni. You know, if I'm just sticking this with just pure phasers, I would do that. The Pavin Omni is going to do a lot better DPS-wise, though. And then I'm just running some phaser crafted damage 3 pens. Martin? Pretty early this morning? Yeah, I know. Yeah, overwhelmingly the response seems to be positive. I've seen some feedback though about, you know, giving some alternative recommendations for some items, stuff like that. So I'll definitely factor that in. Ink, not really. You can run into any of those aft weapon slots, it'll be fine. Isn't the Torp too slow firing for MAS? Yeah, it can be for sure. Stunned. Out of insomnia. It is 6:40 for me. I was hoping to stay awake until my FedEx package arrives, but I don't think that's going to happen. It'll be here today, but I probably will not be awake when it arrives. So with damage 3, you know, you can just spam craft Mark 2. That's always the best way to go about it. Cookie, thank you for the follow. Yeah, when you're crafting at Mark 2, it's extremely cheap, and you can just keep going until you get like damage 2 pen or, you know, just crit damage pen, whatever. You know, if you have one of the mods out of the way, it's not as expensive. Getting the Watchers is out of budget, so is SROs to a certain extent. So my plan was to record a video tonight going over like the best bridge officers. That's a video I've wanted to get done for a while, and I didn't get around to it, unfortunately. But yeah, Watchers are going to be the recommendation for most people. Nick, thank you for the 15 Australian. Spencer, can we see your meta torpedo builds on the Eagle? Actually, my Terran Eagle, I believe, is in dry dock on this character now. But you know what I think of torpedoes right now, Nicholas? I think torpedoes are something that are very niche, and every time I saw a request to do a torp build for the Typhoon, part of me died inside. I'll probably still do something with the Typhoon torps-wise, probably on a stream, but I won't do a dedicated video for it, because I think the Typhoon isn't a good torpedo platform. Yeah, the Watchers can be quite expensive. They are going to be like the top recommendation in the best bridge officers video, because most people need the extra crit chance more than they need that extra severity that the SROs offer. So Watchers are going to come out on top. Yeah, watchers are great. I'm early, yeah. What I'm unfortunately seeing right now is I am quickly fading, so this is not going to be the longest stream, so it's mostly just going to be me answering questions from chat here. Eagle time. So you can buy the watchers off the exchange. They are going to drop from either the Infinity lockbox or the Safe Galaxy lockbox. With Infinity, it's a very low drop rate, atrociously low. But with Safe Galaxy, I think it's like a 16% drop rate, so they are a pretty common drop. Do I plan on redoing the Torpedo meta build video at some future date? I might, but it won't happen this year. I'd say if you want to see current Torp meta, check out Nick's Terran Eagle video. Ultimately, I think torpedoes are something incredibly niche, and I think recommending them to the wider player base is not the best thing to do. I think they're incredibly niche, and if people aren't willing to do the micromanagement needed to fully maximize them, it gets a bit rough. Especially when you factor in having the maelstroms on the torp builds now also. That's additional layers of micromanagement because you want to make sure you are only ever firing that under torp spread. Approved, so beginner sounds. Typhoon's probably a beamboat. I mean, you can technically do torps on the Typhoon. People have been trying to do it recently. I just wouldn't recommend it. Friendship time? I know, Nicholas. I don't consider Kantari a bridge officer that people should go after. The proc from them, from what I recall, doesn't, the duration on it doesn't refresh if you have multiple. I don't remember how it works. What I remember from testing it is it just was never really worth it. Especially when you have SROs and watchers available. No need. It's going to be watchers first, then SROs, which are basically tied with watchers. If you're at 100% crit chance or up near those higher crit chance levels, you'd want to go SROs because the extra crit severity is going to benefit you more. But if you're more beginner to mid to upper high end, you'd probably want to go watchers. Nick, I am crashing fast, so I'm probably not going to do the friendship or any build stuff right now. What sort of percentage increase in deeps would you expect for a science build? Well, it's going to be mostly that you're activating the abilities and the consoles in the order that they need to be activated in. When it comes to science stuff, you really do see a pretty good performance jump from activating stuff in the right sequence in a quick order. So yeah. I do like spread 3 with the maelstroms. Top of the morning to you. Film. I don't know percentage, Warp Core. I just know that it's going to be a lot more optimal, a lot easier for you to manage. Terrible, Nick. Oh boy. Warp Core, you are asking me questions that I am too tired to answer right now. I really thought I was going to be a bit more awake. I felt sort of awake going into this, but I do feel like I am just rapidly crashing. And it's been like 20-30 minutes. So like on my Talaru, for the order, I'm doing Gemini Effect, Cutting Tractor Beam, Agony Field, Gravwell, the RB, Portal of the Damned, Neptune Snare I was trying out. Then that could be the you'd probably have that as like the McKee Badlands console. Genesis Seed, Protonic, yeah, Destabilized Proton Eruption, Very Cold in Space, Structural Analysis, Diversionary Tactics, and then I had my uncons there. Other stuff was just being manually activated. Yeah, basically, like Nick said, if you're using Tractor Beam, cutting Tractor Beam, you'd want weakest to strongest. Do we drain your energy? No, it's more of... Is anybody complaining about the Dilex? I am going to talk about the dilithium exchange in the near future in a video. There's certain information I am just waiting on in that regard. Scotty, no. Promo packs are during promo pack events. Nick, that's not happening right now. Nick NB, that is. But yeah, to the other Nick in chat here, I have everything I need for my Torp build except the Legendary DD, and I already feel it's not worth it at the moment for anything other than playing something different. Yeah. It is, it's a different experience, but it's also, it's hard. Torp builds really want content where things are alive a long time, and the issue is most people want to play, you know, advanced stuff most of the time, and stuff just dies too fast for Torps in there. And even in Elite, it depends on the situation, depends on the team. I just, there's some pug situations where I wouldn't want to be stuck in there running a Torp build. I'm intriguing, not super great. Yeah, not super great right now. Commanding Stowe for a day. What 5 changes would I make? Better servers, because the servers for this game, they can absolutely suck in some situations, especially team content. And it'd be a lot of economic changes, so I would make the changes to Infinity that I've covered in prior videos. Economic-wise, I would create an EC drain by making changes to the GPL store to make that worth actually using your EC at the Dabo tables to go and farm GPL. You know, put like the gold Ferengi ship in there, stuff like that. And it'd be a lot of fleet. It'd be a lot of fleet and economic changes aside from server. Solo ISC with Torps is fun, yeah. Terrible. Okay. I am crashing fast. So if you guys have any other questions you guys want me to answer, Kath, can you put that in the Ask Spencer's Questions channel in the Discord? I thought I was going to be up a little bit longer, but I am just crashing rapidly. So I am going to bail out of here. I know this was a really short stream, and I do apologize. For the Twitch side, I'm going to send you guys over to Alt Lexington. Make sure I have his name right. It also does not help that this room is, with the lights on it especially, it's 82 in here. Okay. Sending over the Twitch to Alt. And for the YouTube side here, I will see you guys around.
Raiding with a party of 11. Thank you very much, Casual.
Yeah, sorry for the short stream again. If there's any other questions you guys have, just pop them in the Discord.
Although I guess you
lights that are too bright
on both YouTube as well.